What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your one and only Enter the Double I Need So. And this is my true voice. Right after Mentor, I realized that searching for my name on the internet was tough. I'd said Joe and I would find every other Joe except me. I'd find Joe Thomas, I'd find Fat Joe, I'd find every other Joe except me. And the only way I could find myself was when I had to add the name Mentor to my name. But Mentor is not my name, so I knew that to represent properly on the internet, I need something much more unique. So I always wanted to change my name, but I didn't know what to, but I always wanted to change my name. And fortunately for me, during Project Fame, the other Ghanaian was also Joe from Stars of the Future. So we were both asked to change our names, not to confuse everybody else, because we both can't be Joe. So we both had to change our names. He chose the name Kojo, I chose the name Ni, which was an opportunity for me to change my name, you know. And after Project Fame, the record label I was with thought it was that my sound, you know, why don't I make my name sound like my sound, you know, be that anytime I created anything, you would always find elements of R&B, soul, and anything African. So to make my name sound like the sound that I created, they added soul to Ni. So Ni representing anything African, and then soul being R&B soul. So my name then became Ni Soul. So since then, that's what it's been, and it's been uniquely me. Since then, it's been one thing or the other as far as music is concerned. So since then, the art has taken me to places for me to understand and know much more about the art that I want to do. So since then, it's been great. It's been wonderful. It's been wonderful. Roller coaster, learning points, downs, ups, here and there. So since then, it's been great. It's been awesome. Yeah, because of the fact that you'd meet a lot of people with different beautiful gifts coming from different angles. You know, sometimes you think that this is how something's supposed to sound like, but someone will come from a different angle and you'll be wondering, wow, why didn't I think of this? You know, so it gave me a lot of it made me even appreciate the arts more. So I became much more open-minded. I wouldn't want to say that this is supposed to be this is supposed to be that. So I became free, much more free. So it definitely did affect my music, you know. No wonder the kind of sound that I created would find R&B, soul, and African rhythms here and there and all of that. So naturally, I became that. You know, I became much more open and free to the arts. Yeah, it made me appreciate the arts more. It's a very long but short story. It's a very weird one, I would say. Yeah, weird because it doesn't make logical sense, you know. Okay, so what happened was that before I finally said I was not going to do anything secular anymore, but strictly gospel, before I said I was going to do that, what or maybe I should say, before I decided not to do anything worldly anymore, you know, and do everything gospel, I was having a series of dreams. The last dream that I had, I saw myself in the synagogue when a man of God, Prophet Joshua, told me to. His words were, you see the microphone you're holding, drop it and pick up God's microphone. So that was it for me. And then I didn't even know him. I heard the name. I didn't even know how he looked like, how he sounded like, nothing. So it was then that I started looking for him and trying to find out who this man is. And fortunately, I had a decoder that had Emmanuel TV on. So I was watching Emmanuel TV just to find out who this man was. And I found out who he was. Okay, so one day I just decided to share my testimony. You know, they have a testimony line. I decided to share my testimony to the email. And the day I sent it, that evening I sent it, the next morning, early the next morning, he called me. And the funny thing is that I didn't even include my telephone number or anything. He called me. I didn't know I had my number, but he called me and wanted me to come over. So I shared my testimony so the whole world would know. And that was the beginning of my relationship with him. And this was in 2013, I think. Yeah. And that was the beginning of my relationship with him. And in 2019, it became much more closer, where I began to work with him directly, you know, as being part of the choir in Lagos, in the headquarters in Lagos. So that was how my relationship with him started. It all started because God, through him, I am who I am today as a gospel artist, or rather I'd say a Christian. You know, God through him showed me something that I didn't know. So that was how I met him. In the synagogue, I'm part of the audio department. Okay, we do sound engineering, anything sound, anything audio. You know, we do that, and I'm also part of the choir. I'm also one of the lead singers for the choir. So this is my specific job, but obviously there are other things that, as far as the kingdom business is concerned, you find yourself doing and all of that. So specifically, these are the two major things that I actually do. Yeah. Yeah. So my new album, Forecasting to the Past. I know you're wondering, how can you forecast into the past? Yeah. Because it's my way of saying that I know where I'm from, I know where I am, and I know where I'm going to. So even though I'm forecasting into the future, I'm not forgetting my past. So I'm forecasting, I'm looking ahead, but I'm not forgetting where I'm from and where I am. So just go on all the streaming platforms, anywhere, everywhere, and search the name Soul, and Forecasting to the Past will pop up. Stream and be blessed, because there's so much in there. There's so much in there. I'm not saying this because it's my project, but there's so much in there, and I know you will love. There's a message in there for you too. So when it comes to the sound, it's not a typical gospel sound. Okay, so because personally I don't believe there's any genre called gospel music, and that is because there's actually no genre called gospel music. And because genre is supposed to be defined by rhythm. So that if I should do, you say that's reggae, or if I should do, you say that's high life. Now I've not even sung any lyric or whatsoever, but you know what I'm trying to drive at. But you can't do the same for gospel music. The only time you want to say anything gospel is when I have to speak something or say something. So as far as genre is concerned, I don't believe there's anything like gospel music. It's the message that makes the sound Christian. Okay, so if it's hip hop, I'd rap. If it is reggae, I'll sing. If it's dancehall, I'll do that. It's the message that makes it Christian. So as far as the sound is concerned, it's something that you can easily relate with. So and it's it's something that is a bit unusual when it comes to the gospel music space, but you can definitely relate to it, definitely. So get ready to be blown away. Yeah. First of all, I'm also a music producer and a sound engineer. Like I said, I do sound engineering also in a synagogue. So this is who I am, apart from holding a microphone and singing. I produced every song on the Forecasting to the Past except the song One Day featuring Famille. And yes, Famille. That album, all the featured artists on that album are not gospel artists, if I should say. Everyone on there are actually secular artists, so which is a bit weird, but trust me, you love it. So yeah, I do produce. Apart from holding the microphone and singing, I do produce. Or sometimes people bring me their works for me to do the engineering for them, mixing and mastering and all of that. So the other thing that I do is also art related. I did fine art in school, so There are times that I do some kind of painting of a sort. There's this thing that the man of God, Prophet Tibichua, loves a lot. He loves nature and he loves natural things. So even if he can't get the natural thing, he tries to recreate it. So if you come to the synagogue, for instance, you find the stairs looking like stones that are being arranged here and there. You know, look at the building and all of that. So during the lockdown, when we're doing a huge major renovations, I was part of the team that did the artworks for designing the stones and all of that and things. So apart from music form of art, I do paint, design stuff, you know, fine art here and there. So yeah, I do that too. Yeah, I write my own music, but there are times that I'd produce a beat and I love the beat so much and I go like, no, this is, I don't know, it's like I was inspired just to make the music, the beat, to play the beat. I was inspired to do that. But I know the way music works or the art works, you can't force it. If it's not coming, it's not coming. You can't force it. So what I decided to do was, or what I sometimes decide to do, is to pray into it and see. And then I'll call some writer friends of mine and I'll send them the beats and then they'll send me back the songs. So yeah, there's a song on the album called More Than Enough. It was co-written by a young artist called D Foley, you know, so it's something that I do. And then there's also another song called Holy Matrimony on the album. It's a wedding song which was co-written by two artists, Luther and Sugar Lord. They both wrote parts of it. So yeah, there are times that I'd produce and I leave it for people to be inspired to write the music, and I just perform the music. Yeah. I'm signed to my own record label, 100% Crystal Music. So currently that's what I'm signing on to, and this is our studio, you know. So but definitely there are other management teams that from time to time, depending on the way the project is, we can always partner and then work with them, you know. Like, you know, having someone like Kwame Dazi to do PR for us, you know, that kind of thing. So there are times that we do outsource people to do stuff for us when we have a project at hand. So yeah, that's what I'm signed on to. Me, I'm my favorite musician, man. Sometimes I just put up Niso and I'm listening to Niso. I'm like, man, God bless this man. God bless this guy, man. Yeah. No, I'm not married. And hopefully someday, somehow, God will, you know, package one and say, my son, no, yeah, take her. So, well, when it comes to the arts and entertainment in Nigeria, the issue is that they've created a space where it's strictly Nigerian. So be it gospel or secular or whatever, as far as the arts and entertainment is concerned, anything Nigerian, they've made it like about 70% Nigerian. So it's always difficult for anything outside Nigeria to penetrate and make it big and huge, you know. So they not to say that they don't appreciate Ghanaian music, they do a lot. So they do play, you know, people do know one artist or the other, they know one song or the other and all of that, but it's not like huge major, like all over the place kind of. Yeah, so once in a while we'll have one song breakthrough, you know, and becomes a mainstream song over there. For instance, God bless my brother MOG. His song Be Lifted is one of the very, very popular songs over there, you know. The only thing is that a lot of people know the song, they don't even know the artists, which is also another issue. You understand? So yeah, it's they do play, but it's not like huge over there. The way we appreciate them and play their songs, It's not like that over there, and I can understand them because of how the system has been designed to be, you know. Yeah. Fun memories in Accra, then plenty, because me I be Adabaka boy, you know, so you can imagine. Let me tell you something crazy, You know, there's this story of the late Ronnie Coaches, God rest his soul, slapping Samini, then Batman. Now, where the incident happened, that was actually in front of my house in Adabraka. You know, there's this story building right opposite Glenn's nightclub. So I was up there when 4x4 Bookback was shooting. You know, 4x4 was under Bookback, so they were shooting their music video Secretly there. And then Abraham Ohinjan had come with them, so they were in that. If you watch the video, there's this yellow Beetle that they were in. They were in that Beetle. They were shooting that scene over there. So they were there when we were setting up. Then all of a sudden, I could hear people doing, "Hey, bat you," you know, as in Batman. Then all of a sudden, the police, trying to stop everybody and all of that. So right in front of me, that thing happened. And around that time, one of the things that I had said to myself was that I would really love to work with Prince Bright, you know, because before Samini came, they were there. So I was just looking at him, you know, it's like, yo, I'd really love to work with this guy because he has a beautiful voice and he's a great writer. And fast forward, when you listen to Forecast into the Past, there's a song called Mata, which features Prince Bright. So you see how strong your confessions actually are. So I made my confessions years ago when I was just a little boy, and today I have a song with him. So this is one of my most crazy moments for me, you know, growing up as a person, you know, something that I said. And I remember very well also right after SHS, when we wrote our last paper, we were in school. Just after the last paper, when we got into our class, some of my classmates were around, and I was like, all of you, guys, all of you, bring me a book that, you know, this book you keep till you just be keeping that book for whatever reason, I don't know. Just give me that book. I want to sign my autograph on it because I'm going to be a big star. And I did. I signed on as many books as I could, and yeah, and we are here today. So yeah, these are fun memories. When I think about it, I go like, yo, man, we've come far, and thanks to God. You guys see, the one that they say, if you pound, if there's no fufu in this thing and you're pounding, when you pound, your mom's breast will become flat. That one. I realized that no, they just don't want you to destroy this thing. It's got nothing to do with your mom. And then they say if you sweep at night, snakes and things will come. You know, that I realized that no, it's actually because of the fact that there's it's possible that there will be, you know, back then when these mates were coming up, you didn't have so much light in the evening. The evenings were really dark, you know, so that you wouldn't sweep some important things and throw them away. They would, you know, create these myths and all of that. So yeah, these are some of them that I can remember. Growing up, I realized that Charlie, I beg. Well, Ghanaian music will always go far. Ghanaian music, I believe that one of the countries that are, what I would say, pace setters in a very subtle way will be Ghana. When you look deep into all the major noise that people are making about Afrobeat and all of that, when you go deep into it, you realize that these are things that were started here in Ghana. But naturally, Ghanaians are not proactive. We do it, we create it, and we just enjoy it in our little space. But there are people like Nigerians who would take it to a different level altogether. You know, they will own it and take it to a different level altogether. And it's a good thing. It's not entirely bad. We have people who are the people that comes with it. They'll come up with the idea, and we have the people that can execute the idea. In all, we will all benefit from it. So sometimes we just need to understand that we are the ones with the ideas. Let's let our brothers execute the idea, open the doors, then we follow suit. There's nothing wrong with it. So definitely Ghanaian music is going to go so far. And I'm Ghanaian, so definitely my music's gonna go far too. Last thing I'd say is, well, I love you, and I always will. And I know for some people will be watching, they will be like, "Hey, this boy, into a war." Yeah, Charlie, I did. And gradually, we are putting things together to day. Like we go day proper. You understand? And thanks to God, we started off with the album. So go out there and stream the album, Forecast into the Past. Just go on all streaming platforms and type the name Niso. You'll find Forecast into the Past, and then just stream and just love it. You know, and you'll be blessed. Trust me, man. You'll be blessed. So what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's still your one and only, your boy. Into the double I need so still me, and still my voice, and we out.